Hello, and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. So today, 17,170, and let's get started. So, today is a big day. It is clearly Hero Seals Day, so we are going to pile this up with 25 portal clears. Now, if you're new to the game, the way you do this is you spend your 10 free tickets, or however many free tickets you have, you should have 10. Spend all your free tickets. It could be anywhere from 5 to 10. It should be 10. It should be a priority you get earlier in the game, but regardless. Buy 5 ruby tickets, don't spend them, and they'll roll over to the next day. Repeat the process the next day, spending all your non-ruby tickets. Buy 5 more tickets. Roll those over, and you get 10 extra tickets today. Not only do you get that, you also get 5. You can buy 5 more today, too. So you can get an extra 15 sweeps on Hero Seal Day. And that's very good because, again, this actually gives me more. For 500 rubies, I get an extra summon, basically, if I was summoning. This is more like I'm preparing for the next hero. That said, we're on to the expedition, and for the expedition, once again, weapon stones and the shiny weapon scroll, like that's a shiny weapon stone, are the only things I'm after. If you're new to the game, I would add Ascension Stones to that until you have acquired sufficient Ascension Stones. For my alt account, I'm actually getting close to having acquired sufficient Ascension Stones, so that's kind of an interesting milestone to be about to reach. Shoot, I was not paying attention during this. I'm trying to remember what it was. Yeah, we shouldn't have done it. One of my biggest problems is on my alt account, I still do need Ascension Stones, so I still chase them. I'll probably stop chasing Ascension Stones on my alt account much sooner than I did here. I mostly kept doing it here out of habit. On my alt account, nah. We'll just stop. And it'll be easier because I'll transition more towards what I'm actually doing here. As far as my alt account goes, I have made really good progress with that account. There's some weapon stones. I mean, I don't really plan on making a video for it because it's not as progressed as my main account. But it's more of an experimental account, right? Like checking stuff, experimenting with this, testing that. And I didn't pay attention again. I shouldn't have done that. The cost of not paying attention. Okay, we got weapon stones here. So I doubt I'm gonna make another video because it'd be like, oh, look where my alt account is. I don't think that's really that interesting. If you want to know the stats, I have most mythic heroes. I'm still getting enough Ascension Stones to go through and upgrade the A through C tier heroes. So they haven't been fully upgraded. All my S tier heroes, none of them are Mythic 5-star. But they are starting to get to Mythic level. So they're finally like getting like a Mythic 1. So to put that in perspective, my account is basically slightly more advanced before the Mythic update came out. And again, he won't be as advanced because again, I left him on 1050. I haven't done runes on the account because runes are just so tedious. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna let the rune seals pile up. And so there's like a couple decisions I've made. Oops. I got my hotkeys backwards. All right. Intentionally with him. And while I try to do like King's Ruin and stuff like that every day, I don't always make it. But it's a decent foil to this account. It's a more like if I played a little more casually, like what I would expect than what I play here. And part of the reason I play so seriously here, I mean, it is because I make the videos every day. I want to show you guys as much progress as possible. That's the important part, right? Making progress. Today I made a mistake. I let this pool up. This actually pulled to 12 hours. I don't know how I made that mistake. I had checked it. I guess I missed it. I probably missed it because I went to take a nap earlier today. Alrighty then. Alright. So, I think the only thing left is we need to upgrade the heroes. So we'll go down here, go to Christian. And today's the day. Over 14,000. Very close to 10 million. Let's claim that. That finishes that. I underestimated this. This is actually really nice. If you don't want to click all over the place, you just go in there. Takes you right to do what you need. I'm starting to use it more. I never really used it because I always navigated, like I knew what things were, but now I just go down that list. Okay, what am I missing? As you can see, I have done my Total War. I forgot. I was going to try and push today. I forgot. I had already, like, swept it, and I'm like, oh, I wanted to try and push, but that's fine. There's always tomorrow. I am kind of interested in trying to get... So here's half of my dilemma, right? If I get the ice... Oh, there's Thor. Very nice. If I get Ice Mine to 910, right? I mean, that's going to be a big problem. Well, we'll see. So, anyways, if I get Ice Mine to 910, my concern was, do I take a break, keep leveling up with the sweeping Ice Mine 8? And if I'm sweeping Ice Mine 8, that means I would only do sweep Lightning Hole 7 when it was absolutely necessary to keep enough Ascension stuff for my ring. Like, what kind of strategy would I employ there? So, I mean, that's something to think about. Alright, We didn't hit that. Oh, astrology and the stars. So that's something I'm, like, thinking about in the back of my head. Should I turn around, bite the bullet, and just turn around and get, at least try, right? Like, there's no guarantee I'll clear 910 a Lightning Hole. I know that Ice Mine is easier. But I could turn around the next day and turn around and try to do that. And if I get both of them to 910, then we can shift the focus to making an uncommon 5 artifact. That's something I've been throwing around. It's something I kind of want to do. Obviously, the anniversary for me is about a week away from today. So I don't know that I'll have it done in time for the anniversary. Unless I do like a special premiere. But it's something I have in the back of my head because... So there's two reasons. One is if I pump it up... You know, we're going to do things a little differently today. With Marines. Let's see. I want to try and just backfill Christian. Okay, so this is the first one. Uncommon 3. Uncommon 3. Let's go back here. This one. Alright, I need at least 21. I kind of want to just go backfill Christian and just get his stuff done. I mean... It's more viable, technically. Alright, let's go. Come on. Enhance. That's what I want to see! Did I throw away a good enhancement? I'll never know. I don't know how that works. Oh, man. Come on. Get to 12. I mean, obviously you can see how much easier this is to fill up these runes. And the reason we'd start this far back is because if I happen to lucky summon some other runes, you want to work your way forward, not backwards. Alright, come on. Come on, Christian. Just do this for me, man. Yeah! Plus 12, and I think that was A rank before, and you can already see that it has degraded all the way down to B. So it's a high B, but still. It's a high A. We want better. As I have so much stuff, there's no reason not to push this. So high B, I think, is probably about 500, with S being 800 or higher. I assume it works in, like, a roll of 1,000, like everything we've seen. Come on. Come on, buddy. Give me an S. And it's funny because this is like half an awakening. But it's permanent. I can do this all day. Literally, it's 240 deaths. Come on, buddy. Oh, come on. That was like a 700. It was almost a 800. There we go. There we go. It's about 900, I would say. Very nice. So I don't know what that was before, but you can rewind the video to look. And then it's just on to, okay, we got 28 here. Come on, come on. Nope. So we will now be doing uncommon 4 if we have any juice in the tank left. Nope. Oh, okay, it was back to back. I didn't realize. Again, not really much here. Obviously, we're going to end up with a ton of the accuracy because that doesn't really matter. And so we have 13. We got a chat. I don't know that I'll stick to this. I just wanted to do something different, and it didn't go anywhere. And the problem is every failure degrades your refinement, so you have to re-refine your runes. I kind of want to at least push through some of this, you know. Like, especially some of the easy ones here, like this one. As that's a solo one, that should be really easy to do. And doing that one leads to doing that one. And that one. Like, this is already 11. This is a solo one. And these two are really close, so that's good. I mean, again, it shouldn't take us too many days to just push through this. And then, you know, and again, it's all about how I'm trying to maximize my investment in Christian. That said, I am going to grab this. So I'll probably go through that. I mean, it's one of the things I need to do eventually. Might as well start doing it today. It won't be as exciting as getting a big one. Ooh, there's another level. But we'll work through it. That's what this game is about. All about working through. Boo! Defense penetration. Boo with me. Boo! And I have had a question on defense penetration. I will clear that up. Yeah! Crit damage. That's what we want to see. That's what we need to see. So just so you know, this is not like a flat amount. It's not this defense minus this defense penetration is how much defense penetration you have. This is a percentage of defense you're penetrating. And let's look at the, so for an example would be, because the only one we can really see the stats on easily is this guy. He has ignore defense penetration. It's 212. That's the previous dude. It's 207. So my defense penetration minus the ignore defense penetration, if that is greater than 1,000, I ignore all their defense. So that's how that works. So I mean, I'll never have a defense penetration problem, and it doesn't allow their defense to go negative, right? So I don't get a bone, like, after 1,000, it's just, okay, their defense is effectively 0. So let's pump it up. All right, I'm going to get them both to 271, and then I'm going to check something really quick before we get too involved. Because I need to make sure we don't have any 5-star lingering out there. Okay. Okay, I was doing rings. So orbs, we have this guy, and he has no friends. And rings, we have this guy, and he has 2 friends. Okay, we don't. Okay. All right, we're just gonna pump ring. Ring then orb. And again, if you were doing this, you would just get 1 level on one level on the other. I don't think it's a big deal to swap back and forth between awakening. So, if you wanted to do it kind of like how I do it, where I just pump one up until I get an awakening, turn around and pump the other. I don't think that's a bad strategy. But I just do it to an awakening because it's easier. Just the way this screen works, like so many other things, it makes it easier staying on one screen. Oh, I hardly have enough to go past 273, so it looks like we'll be going to there. I had them both right after awakening, so that's why. And crit damage. All right, that's sweet. So we got 3 awakenings today and 2 for crit damage. That is very nice. Okay, so let's look at Christian's stats. Very close. He's very close to breaking 10 million. And importantly, his crit damage is now 62,460. So very nice stats. Good job, Christian. And again, if you're wondering, the crit damage for the next tier is an extra 100. So if I had this, I'd have an extra 2,000 crit damage right off the bat. And not to mention the extra percentages here. And same with this. So, of course, we're aiming for next tier. But again, I don't consider it necessarily bad if I pump these up a little higher. Again, I'll give it a try tomorrow. But I kind of want to get these to 300 anyways. Even if I clear it, I want to get them to 300. Because again, I'm going to hand them off to Marion. And we will be working on Marion a little bit once I get these handed off to her. We're going to, when they officially cross over, I'll be getting Marion to 10,000 easily. Give her the 2 relics, and she's going to be kind of Christian's point guard to kind of back him up. I really do think long term it's good to have at least 2 strong heroes. Ideally, if I had infinite time, I would probably get. Again, it's hard to justify investing in a uncommon 4 artifact over the uncommon 5. That's just the way it works, right? It's hard to justify that investment because it won't be worth it. It's equally hard for me to say dismantle them because you only get 40% back for dismantling. So it's kind of like whatever I get these 2 with Christian and hand them off to Marion, that's it. She will get runes, she will get leveled, but she won't get anything else. So I want to make sure that the handoff to her, they're as strong as possible. You know what? I know this rune isn't amazing, but it's gotta be better than that thing. Yeah, it's 216 crit damage. What a joke. You know what, Christian? Here. Have some lunch. So, I need to remember that I threw the blue orb to Marion. Probably hard to forget, because it's right there. So, handing, you don't, once I get, good 5 stars, I don't want to keep pumping these, because it's not as effective as pumping my 5 stars. However, taking some extra time to get these stronger, it's kind of like a mixed bag. I would say it's not a bad thing. I would make that argument that as long as I don't dismantle them, it's not a bad thing. Because if you dismantle, you only get 40%. I would much rather have a backup Marion than 40% of my 40% of these that I've spent. That to me is pointless. Especially with how high they are. They won't be enough to make Marion a super heavy hitter. And the reality is, if I was going to pump somebody else up, I'd be working on Roderick. So, like I said, Christian, Marion, and Roderick. And so if I got Christian's, I would say if I got him to 500, uncommon 500, I would be looking at transitioning to making a set for Roderick. Just because, again, I feel like spreading it out, the damage a little bit, is still better. But it requires your main artifact to be pretty high. I would say at least 300. So if you were going to look at this, and you're like, and you wanted, and again, I would not recommend making multiple uncommon 4s. Your goal is to make one uncommon 4, get it strong enough so you can make uncommon 5s or rare 1s. And if you got, like for example, if I got a rare 1, I promoted an orb and it rolled crit damage, I would invest in that. I would prioritize upgrading that to a point. It's hard to say. Because again, it's going to lag behind just because you can't promote it as much, right? Like we've seen that with the 5-star, like Sophia's Ring. Like I couldn't keep Sophia's Ring up to date. It's as good as it's gonna. I mean, this isn't as good as it's gonna get. This is a great ring for Sophia because again, it's got so many a flat attack. That's huge. That's almost a mythic rune on her ring, and plus the 39%. So I mean, it's hard to say exactly what would happen, but I do want to eventually bring other heroes in. But the thing is, that means all of Christian's runes need to be upgraded. All of Sophia's runes need to be upgraded. I would want to start working on their runes. Like, it's not going to matter when I hand the uncommon 4 off. But unless I'm working on their runes or their runes are maxed, I don't want any part of it. So, and again, once I max out Christian, Marion, and Roderick, and again, the reason for Roderick is because I can also use him to farm. I want to focus on heroes that have a dual purpose, right? I could easily pump Thor. If you look at the stats that Pharaoh posted, Thor is by far the best. And this video is getting a little long, but Thor is by far the best, by far. Heads and shoulders above everybody else in a stage 24,000 simulation that Pharaoh ran. However, Thor is not good for your farming team. Christian is your farmer. So it becomes a bit of a balance, a balancing thing. But again, for pushing, I would have ideally I would have Christian with a U5 500, Roderick with a U5 500, and Marion with the 300-ish that Christian hands over to her. All of them would have max runes, and I would continue to focus exclusively on Christian. Like, once I maxed Christian out, like he's level 20,000, he's not getting any higher until we get the update, then I would shift to working poverty pumping levels into Roderick, assuming he has the uncommon 5s. And then I would just work their uncommons in tandem, right? So like Christian got to 600, Roderick would get to 600. That makes sense. But until I get to that point, we are all in on Christian. And it's just because he's the best farmer. That's just the bottom line. He's the best farmer. He's what I would consider Christian. He's the best overall because he's a good farmer. You can snipe with him because you can move his attack. If you buff Roderick a bunch, he's really tough, but you have zero control over what he does. Your entire thing is just hoping that Roderick does the right thing. And don't get me wrong, that's how he beat 9-4. I just let Christian do whatever. I had hoped that I had pumped Christian's attack enough where I didn't have to babysit him. And it ended up working out. But I also like his debuff, and with the fire. So, because his debuff has a lot more staying power. Again, I mean, Thor is still, from the simulations, superior to Roderick. About heads and shoulders over him. But Roderick is superior to Thor in farming, and Christian is superior to Roderick in farming. And farming is not an insignificant part of this game. That said, I kind of beat this horse to death. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. But it's just, a lot of people ask me, what am I doing? And that's like my future projection for you. That said, okay. Pumped him up. I don't get anything less. All right, we're going to pump the castle some more. And yeah. And again, there is no cap on health. It just, the display is less than ideal. Honestly, we are so close to a 75,000 castle. That's unreal. So again, almost 11.25 million health. That said, once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again, and I hope you have a great day.